9:17 a.m. The housemates have been gathered in the living room for this week's shopping task. This week, the housemates will be divided into 3 groups of 5 for a battle of the bands. Each group will start their own band. They'll be able to practice upstairs in the task room, where we have multiple instruments, karaoke machines, and a dance floor. Whatever the group has the most skills in is what they will perform for the final battle of the bands. Now, our first group is the Bad Boys, and that's going to consist of our 3 nominated housemates, Alex, Nico, and Ashton. But it's also going to include Emmanuel and Pete because they both received 2 points and almost were on the block. Our next band is called Girl Gang. And I thought since Bad Boys was all boys, we had to have a group that was all girls. So this one consists of Kaylee, Sophia, Haven, Lillian, and Kate. And lastly, we have the Safe Squad. And that's going to consist of all of the housemates that have received the least nominations so far. So we have Tice and Emma, who have yet to receive any nomination. And then we also have Kristen, Tyson, and Jesse. The task is going to be judged on a few different categories. One is, of course, going to be how many points they can garner for their team, and they will earn those points by playing instruments, dancing, watching live entertainment, and stuff like that. And all of that's going to be available in the task room, which is now unlocked. After practicing today and tomorrow, on Thursday, our 3 bands will perform. And like I mentioned, they're going to be performing whatever they're best at. So if, let's say, they're best all together at dancing, they'll do a dance performance. If they're better at playing instruments, they'll all play instruments. If they're better at singing, they'll sing. And whichever team puts on the best performance, but also gains the most points, will win for the week. And the other 2 teams will lose. But it looks like the task is not what is on everyone else's mind. We see a fight has now broken out in the living room between Pete and Nico. But that's not the only fight that's going on. Just like Pete, his wife Kate is now in a fistfight against Sophia.
Bambo! Chongy Bambo! Boujang?
Pete, of course, runs up here, but he totally just ignores his wife being in a fight. But his wife handled it. Both of them, won each of their fights. Who's really that surprised? But what is interesting is, unlike last week, fights are not part of the task. I did not put any mean group activities. So all of this was on their own. Sophia seems to have taken that ass whooping pretty good, as she just kind of moved on and heads onto the dance floor. Meanwhile, Tice is getting in the groove and looks to have a preference for the drums.
Famaza, but no bay.
12:36 p.m. Alex is in the bathroom trying to calm himself down and also doing a little bit of dancing. I think Alex has pretty much come to the conclusion that the housemates obviously don't like him, but more importantly, they don't like his werewolf side. And I think he's now taking time to kind of pull himself to the side and calm himself down whenever he's feeling a bit too wound up.
Yibs, Sparf? Whew.
However, when Alex can't talk himself down, the next best thing for him to do is lock himself away, which is what he does in the bedroom wardrobe. Upstairs, the task room is busy. Now, today I thought it would be fun for all the bands to be able to come in here and just kind of figure out what they want to do, whether it's playing an instrument, whether it's dancing, whether it's singing. And so far, most of our Sims are either dancing or trying to snag an instrument. We saw that Tice was enjoying the drums earlier, but now it looks as though Lillian is enjoying the drums, while Haven has managed to pick up the violin. And Ashton dabbles at the guitar, but it doesn't last too long. Will any of these Sims be able to get enough skill points for it to sound good for the Battle of the Bands? I don't know.
Oh.
Dimpish.
Oh.
After tickling the ivories on the downstairs piano, Emmanuel makes his way back upstairs to join everyone else at the party, just in time to see Pete breaking it down on the dance floor.
One Cebu. So.
Watching Lillian jam out on the drums, Kaylee actually discovers that she is jealous.
Fina.
4:40 p.m. Emma is the first one to pick up the microphone.
Send a cable into Grinia.
Whoa, Wanubi, Yiflamoy. Oh, Barnubi, Yiflamoy.
It looks as though Kate and Pete have not got fighting out of their system and are now arguing with one another.
Woo!
The falla. Zigora Quinarb. The Flarza.
Temph. Ah. Oh.
Funiara. John Joe.
Meanwhile, outside, Jessie ignores it all in the pool. So far, it's pretty touch and go when it comes to the instruments. It looks as though whenever anyone gets on the drums, they end up really liking it. But when it comes to the piano, they kind of play around for a little bit and then soon hop off. Maybe we'll get some more singing, maybe we'll get some more dancing, but right now, I don't see that many skill building. And it looks as though Tyson is feeling a little bit paranoid about the dishwasher.
Heebs Pippitin.
And while Haven stares at the newly added posters on the wall, Tice does some laundry and Nico follows him around like a lost puppy. (6:10 p.m.) Now, I don't think I was the only one that expected a confrontation between Kate and Kaylee to happen. Last week, during the food task, Pete got a little handsy with Kaylee in order to earn his team points. And I thought it would make Kate mad. But instead, I guess it turns her on? I don't know. Maybe Pete, Kate, and Kaylee will become a trouble after all.
Arg, Bukanoi. Gibbs.
Blush.
Pickaroon.
Zorg.
I gotta say, the showmances this season have been very weird. Like, and that's coming from someone who's made shows that are to find love. I think this series is so strange. Like, the couplings I would not have picked, and, just the amount of love they're showing each other isn't really that much. It's kind of strange so far. I don't know. But Pete is blissfully unaware of the canoodling that's going on upstairs. Instead, he is down here in the living room playing a game of foosball as Kristen and Haven have a conversation around a mysteriously floating cup of coffee.
Swingle zips, swingle zips, swingle bazzy lord.
Won't if...
Prez frong borb. Kuzip, yonk. Suchin.
As the housemates downstairs celebrate Talking Like a Pirate Day, Tice gets his chance to sing some karaoke.
Garza.
Kate seems to have really got Kaylee in a flirty mood, as now Kaylee is flirting with the other boys in the task room. And I've been keeping my eyes peeled on these two, but Jesse and Lillian have actually gotten really close. I think they could be the new house BFFs.
Demaza, Fubim Skooma.
Arg, ya squilly boog. Ahoy, Neebsy, Ergam and Blinkzwarg. Obishi, Dolpha Nagorga. Arg, Skloovy, Neebsy, Scruvabrickamere. Skrillywoog de Pyrig.
I don't know, maybe when Lillian sucked Jesse's blood last week during the task, it really bonded the two of them or something.
Oh.
Outside in the garden, Kate relaxes in the pool while Nico hits the gym. Now, since Sophia is locked out of the storage room, she does not have access to the washer and dryer. So instead, she has to fabulously wash her clothes by hand outside, but of course she does it in fishnets and heels. Now, Nico is not the only one hitting the gym recently. In fact, Jesse has almost made it a regular occurrence for once a day they end up either hitting the punching bag or lifting some weights.
Tinib Sarbzo.
Oh, Punko.
And when you do something enough, it becomes a habit. And for Jesse, that means they were able to swap being lazy to now being active. Maybe that means they won't be falling asleep during nominations in the diary room anymore. And it looks as though Nico is the first housemate to try their hand at the telescope.
Oh.
Alex and Kate have not been getting along. In fact, they have a pretty negative relationship. But it looks as though alongside trying to calm himself down and work on his werewolfness, he is also taking some time to pull people aside and apologize and get a little closer. After accepting Alex's apology, the two of them end up stargazing and bonding a little bit more. Will this be enough to not gain him a nomination next week if he survives eviction? (9:58 p.m.) After a long day of housemates trying to find their talent and place in the band, the task room is now locked, and group activities are now done for the day. Housemates are able to relax and get ready for bed.
Shambo.
Unlike Alex, who seems to be working on not being nominated again, Ashton is taking a totally different approach to his nomination. Instead, he's letting everyone have it and letting everyone know exactly how he feels. And this time, he's taking it out on Kaylee.
Neeb. Suna Chorg? You can't eat a meal. Gersha.
Between fights and romance, Kaylee seems to be finding herself in the middle of a lot of drama. And she's handling it well right now, but I wonder how she's going to handle it when she's in the firing line, because I fear that that might come soon. Meanwhile, in the bathroom, Jessie enjoys a nice, relaxing bath. It's nice to see that Jessie doesn't mind bathing in front of everyone else, and I hope that eventually most of the housemates will feel the same. As we see, there's a lot of commotion in and out of the bathroom as people get ready for bed. And I gotta say, the house actually looks so peaceful right now. Everyone is relaxed, cozied by the fire, enjoying the rocking chair. I don't know, I feel like the fights this morning kind of got mellowed out after everyone got to let some creative juices flowing. Even Tice upstairs is relaxing in the hot tub. Alex is apologizing, Ashton is arguing, but Nico is getting fit as he goes for round 2 at the gym. But we then get a huge surprise. I thought they were going to be BFFs, but it looks like it might be a little bit more, as Jessie soon asks Lillian if she wants to woohoo, and she agrees. I know you guys were rooting for Tillian, but it looks like we might be getting Jillian, as the two of them head to the bedroom to woohoo.
Espina. Arabe.
Gamey.
None of the other housemates seem to care at all what's going on in the bedroom, and I love that this doesn't bother them, but showering in front of someone else does. Make that make sense. But I am going to wrap up today's episode here. We're going to turn off the lights and end the day. But you guys still have a job to do. Alex, Ashton, and Nico are up for eviction. You guys gotta vote. Leave a comment down below saying who you vote to evict, or answer the poll on the community page or on Twitter. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode. Bye.